Yeah, man. What's going on, country? What are y'all doing? How are y'all, man? It's gonna be, a crazy conversation today. I just want everybody, man. As soon as you get up in here, all I ask is that you hit the like button. Subscribe button. That way you don't miss out on any more good content. You know what I mean? But we have to kick the door down with this particular story. You know what I mean? I want to kick doors down. Nobody wants to be lied to. Everybody wants the damn truth. And that's just what I came to do. I didn't come, to make sure that everybody likes me when I'm done. I just came to sit up there and kick the door down with the truth. That's all I want. Um, so let's just go ahead and do just that. If you guys have been under a rock, man, listen, Camp Mystic is just this whole crazy story is just it's ridiculous, bro, and it's very sad, right? But I just want to go ahead and kick the door down with the truth, okay? Now, when it comes down to the land of the indigenous, right? When it comes down to that, before settlers arrived, Kiowa, Caddo, and Tawakoni, hopefully I'm saying these right, but these tribes lived here, okay? They were rooted in that land, and we're just talking about Hunt. Okay, we're talking about Hunt, Texas. We're talking about where everything transpired. We're talking about that particular area. The Indians had that shit on lockdown, bro. Okay? Just got to keep it all the way up stacked. Now, in the 1840s, and let's just keep it all the way up stacked. The Indians were there first. It was their land, bro. Okay? That's just what it is. Right? Now, in the 1840s, white settlers drove native families out. They drove them out of there. All right? Through broken treaties, forced removal, even violence. Some children died in the process. These are just facts. Okay? These are just facts. Now, during that time that the white people came, they set up there, man, and they also had, some slaves with them. That's just these are just facts. Nothing that I'm saying, can't be dug up. These are just facts. All right, enslaved black people were brought. Okay, by 1843, enslaved people worked that land, and the names were found even in records. Okay, so you can look this up. Mary Jackson, Joe Wells. Okay, Molly Taylor. Okay, people forced into service, not given land or rights. These are just the facts. All right, now. I want to jump into nothing but facts. So y'all be sure to hit that like button. Be sure to hit that subscribe button as well as we continue to break these things down. Okay. I'm Mirac, you know what I mean? We're off the fade. I don't want y'all to forget that. You know what I'm talking about? This YouTube channel has definitely been popping. And I know now with the truth coming out, it's gonna pop even more. Right? It has nothing to do but pop, okay? But I want to make sure that you guys are looking in on everything. So let's keep going.
It's probably hard to imagine just how many parents drove this road at Camp Mystic to drop off their daughters for summer camp. Camp Mystic was opened in 1926 by University of Texas coach Doc Stewart. Initially known as Stewart's Camp for Girls, it focused on outdoor activities and various skills like roping, marksmanship, and arts. For nearly 100 years, kids have come here each summer for camp, except when the U.S. Army took it over for 2 years during World War II to make it a center for veterans to recover from their war injuries. It's 700 acres situated on the South Fork of the Guadalupe River, 3 miles southwest of Hunt, Texas. Nearly 24 summer camps are scattered along the river and its tributaries in Kerr County. It's easy to see why the camp's located here, but the river can be treacherous when flash floods happen, and it was the wall of water that swamped Camp Mystic. And among the victims of the flood, longtime camp director Dick Eastland, who died when he tried to move some of the campers to higher ground.
Now,
not far from Camp Mystic, Heart of the Hills summer camp was between sessions. So,
no, not that matters, you know what I'm saying, but nothing happened to them, right? So there we have a little backstory on, Camp Mystic, okay? Started in 1926 as an all-white Christians girls camp. seated on land, soaked in stolen legacy. Just keeping it all the way a stack, okay? White veterans did come out there, and I don't know if you guys remember that, but they did have some white veterans that came out there, but you know, the damn, it was just none of the black, even though the black soldiers served, what I'm saying, in the World War II, none of them were invited, bro. They wasn't able to even come over there and get no help either. You know what I'm talking about? These are just the facts of it, man. Y'all hit that like button, man. All right, y'all hit that subscribe button as well. They wasn't able to get any help, on Camp Mystic whenever Camp Mystic opened it up for veterans only, and that was between 1943 and 1945. Okay, so it became a rehab site for the Army Air Corps vets, and that's just what that was. Now, this isn't the only time that this has transpired out there in that particular area, bro. And I want to be sure that we, mention that. So let's go into it.
Back in 1987, when 10 summer campers died during a flash flood. Here's more from KVU's Bob Buckaloo.
July 1987, along the Guadalupe River near Comfort, Texas. Teenagers trapped in trees after a wall of water washed them away. It happened when a caravan of buses was trying to escape from a church camp through a low water crossing after an overnight storm. When their bus stalled, they formed a human chain to try and walk out, only to have a wall of water scatter them into the raging river. Throughout the day, DPS and Army helicopters and the news chopper from San Antonio's Ken's TV rescued dozens of teens and adults stranded in trees. Many of the rescues were successful, but not all. A young girl, exhausted from trying to keep afloat, was too weak to grasp a rope and fell back into the water. She did not survive. 33 people were plucked from the river and lived, but 10 teenagers drowned, their names inscribed in a memorial plaque near the river today. July 17, 1987, a story of survival and of the heroes who saved their lives, and a story about those who were lost to a summer storm. Sadly, on July 4, 2025, a similar story of floods, rescues, and prayers for survivors.
Sad, man. Just a sad story, man. This has happened before. So what we just found out is that on July 17th of 1987, a sudden 11-inch downpour triggered a flash flood on the Guadalupe River. A bus full of teenagers from a church camp was swept away, man. 10 teens died and 33 were injured, man. This is just, it's been a sad situation out there for quite some time, man. So then we have, the recent flooding, the recent tragedy, that has transpired on July 4th, 2025. The river rose 26 feet in 45 minutes, bro. 59 people have died, maybe more now, including 21 children, 11 girls missing. 2 girls were found in a tree, and the camp director, Dick, died trying to save these campers. This is just, it's been a very touching situation, man. This is just sad, for these young ladies, to come over here and, think that they're going to be sitting up there having a very good time just for it to turn into pretty much hell. Okay? But I want to get into why, all of this here matters, honestly. Everything that we talked about. In my honest opinion, I just don't believe that this was random. Okay? This isn't something that I look at as random, man. I'm sorry to say it, but I have to keep it all the way a stack. And I just don't look at it as random. For nearly 200 years, every major injustice, displacement, slavery, exclusion has been followed by storms hitting youth in camps. Let's keep it all the way a stack. It's like the land keeps crying out, demanding justice be done, bro. All right. And Isaiah 1:17 says, learn to do right, seek justice, defend the oppressed. Amos 5:24 says, let justice roll down like waters and righteousness like a mighty stream. So here's the thing, man. We're gonna definitely, pray for the victims because they know not what they had gotten into. Them young ladies didn't even know this was a demonic town in so many ways. You know what I mean? They had no idea, what they were involved in. Let's break down Mystic, in relation to Camp Mystic. Because I really believe that is something that we should definitely break down. I feel that that's something that needs to be highlighted. Okay? Yeah, man, I definitely do. But the word mystic comes from the Greek word mystikos, meaning secret, hidden, or connected to the divine of supernatural. Today, mystic is often used to describe someone who claims to have direct contact with God or, spiritual realms. Okay? Something spiritually mysterious or hidden. A group or place that operates with rituals, secrecy, and things of that nature. Okay? Now, what does that have to do with Camp Mystic? Okay, let's unpack this in relation to the camp. This camp has long been private, exclusive, and all white. That alone fits the mystic vibe. Hidden from outsiders, secretive culture, not open to the public. Okay? It has spiritual vibes, but not for everyone. Being a Christian camp, they teach God's love and fellowship, but exclude black, brown, and indigenous communities historically. It is a contradiction. A place claiming God, but rooted in segregation and silence. This is not where we need to be. This should have not been going on. That's hypocrisy, all right? Disguised in spiritual language. When you name a place mystic, you're saying this place has hidden power, sacred meaning, or divine presence. But that presence can be good or dangerous depending on how it is honored. If a place built on stolen land, excluding certain people, still calls itself mystic, then the real mysticism may come in the form of judgment, storms, and reckoning. Okay? They called it Camp Mystic, a place for growth, for God, for girls. But what's mystic about a camp that kept the truth hidden? What's divine about a land built on silence, suffering, and selective salvation? Maybe the real mystery is how long they thought this land would stay quiet. It has now came that this is just a demonic area at this point, man. Let's keep it all the way a stack. All right? They did not allow blacks over here. They did not allow browns over here. These are just the facts of it. This has been a place strictly pretty much for white people. You really can't even get in. Let's just keep it all the way a stack. So, prayers to those young ladies because they were brought up into some demonic shit. That's just what it is. All right? In my opinion, based off of facts, I'm just sitting back like, damn, why would, God have sent, a flood? Anytime we looked in the Bible, anytime we went to the Word of God, we would see floods or plagues and things of that nature. And they were sent for a reason. Just got to keep it all the way a stack. They were sent for a reason. And here we have one now. You know what I'm saying? Yes, it's very demonic. It was demonic whenever Indian people were killed out there. That was demonic, right? They were needing GoFundMes then. They needed the Dallas Cowboys and the damn Texans, you know what I mean, to send $1.5 million. Then keep it all the way a stack, bro. Okay? Ain't nobody gave a damn. Ain't nobody gave a fuck. This whole time that this cult-like camp has been going on for hundreds of years, at this point, 100 years, a little bit over 100 years. Bro, ain't nobody gave a damn. Let's keep it all the way a stack, bro. All right? They had enslaved black people out there. These are facts. Can look them up. We've already went over the names. You know what I'm saying? So this was to get somebody's attention. This was to get, in my honest opinion, society's attention. You know what I mean? Let's highlight the realness of this here. Because this shit can't go on. Because the more that it keeps going on, they're setting themselves up for failure, basically, is what I'm getting at right now. You know what I'm saying? Black people weren't invited. Hispanic people, bro, you was not invited. Okay? Let's just keep it all the way stacked. You can't go out there and just, be chilling out there in Hunt, Texas like that without motherfuckers looking at you crazy. No, the fuck you cannot. All right? So, yeah, we are definitely, praying for the children, because who wishes death on children? That's weird. You know what I mean? Who wishes death on people, period? That's just weird. But if we have to look at this from a bigger picture, like, it's like a spiritual perspective, we would have to break down facts. All right? And so I'm going to just leave you guys with that. Be sure to hit the like button, subscribe button, man. And this is just what we have, man. I'm Mirac with Off the Fade. That's pretty much all I got on it, man. Best of blessings to everybody, man. I'm out.